Okay, guys, so hear me out. I'd like to share with you an idea of a rule change for Formula One that would make Formula One, in my opinion, an even better kind of entertainment for us who like to watch it. So I've been watching Formula One for a long time, and I really like it. I'm still watching it right now, even after crazy number of rule changes. There are some that I like, there are some that I don't like, but this rule change that I thought about would be for me a really good rule change. It would be like the biggest rule change in the history of Formula One. I had this idea, but I'm pretty sure I've read a similar idea or even the same idea somewhere on the internet, and I think maybe someone that works for Formula One gave this idea. I'm not sure, but hear me out. I think it's a really good idea. So for me, one of the problems of Formula One is that a lot of times a specific driver stays in a certain team for a long time, and you're not sure if he is losing because of the team or winning because of the team. Of course, you can always compare him to the other driver on the team, but sometimes you want to compare, for example, Alonso and Vettel and Hamilton, and it's really hard to compare them because they're always driving for different teams. You can try to compare them, but it's really hard. So, for example, Vettel was winning some years ago. So just to show you that this annoys some people too. Like Vettel was winning a lot some years ago, and a lot of people were booing Vettel. What was of course wrong, but it was showing that a lot of the public didn't like the fact that there was a team with one driver winning everything. So, okay, the rule change would be the following. Imagine a league like Formula One where no team has a direct contract with a specific driver. Okay, so the teams would make only the cars. So, for example, Mercedes would make two cars, and Ferrari would do two cars, and the drivers would be would have a contract with the league. Okay, not with the team. And before each race, there would be a draw, and a driver would be assigned to a random team. Before the race weekend, Vettel or Alonso or Hamilton or Nico Rosberg would have no idea for what team they will race on the weekend. 1 week before there would be a draw, they would be assigned to a random team. So, for example, first week, Nico Rosberg is gonna race for Marussia, and Sebastian Vettel is gonna race for Mercedes, and Hamilton is gonna race for Force India, for example. Okay, so then they would work the whole weekend with the team. Of course, the cars would have to be made in a way where you can adapt to the body of each driver, and then they would race. Oh, why do I think this is really interesting? Because you would then be able to see what team is the best. This is actually not our problem, but we would be able to see in a really clear manner what team is the best, and most importantly, each driver would get a fair chance of showing his talent, because Vettel would not only drive for a big time team. Vettel would sometimes have bad luck and he would drive for a bad team. Or Alonso would get the chance of driving a Mercedes, and also he would sometimes have a really bad car. So the chance that the best driver would win the championship would be a lot bigger, you know. So, for example, Alonso in this season he's not going to win the championship because he doesn't have a good car, and even Vettel has a good car but not good enough. Okay, so it's kind of boring just to have only two drivers driving for a specific team that's dominating the whole championship. Okay, so imagine this season, if it was this way, maybe Mercedes would still have the best car by far, but sometimes it would have bad drivers in the best car, and sometimes it would have good drivers in the best car. So actually, it's a pretty simple idea. It's kind of crazy. It would change a lot in Formula One, but I think it would be really good for the entertainment factor of the category. A lot of people aren't watching Formula One anymore. I'm not sure if it's getting more popular or not because I didn't look at the statistics, but for most people that I know, they're not watching Formula One anymore. And I think this would be a big time change that would bring a lot of attention to the Formula One category, and it would be, I think it would be great. So let me know if you like my idea. Let me know, write a comment. Okay, bye bye.